The story begins with two masked criminals breaking the window of a building in Gotham City. The criminal at another point quickly gets into the car that picks him up. There are three of them, and the ones in front complain that the Joker planned this for them, that the total profit will be divided by 6. The duo robbers on the roof pass to the other building with the help of a rope. They also mention the Joker and question why he uses makeup. The trio robbers get out of the car and enter a bank and start shooting into the air, asking everyone to get down on the ground. When one of the two above disables the alarm by leaking electricity, the other kills him and continues moving with his bag. While two of the trio squeeze bombs with pins pulled into the hands of people in the bank, one of them goes to the safe and starts drilling. The manager of the bank starts shooting at the criminals with a shotgun and shoots one of them, but the other criminal stops him. The criminal on the roof also goes to the safe and helps to open it, and when he finishes his job, this time the other criminal kills him. The Joker has ordered them both to kill the other. They quickly fill the bags. The last murderer, thinking that Joker has given the order to kill him too, points a gun at the other masked man. The masked man looks at his watch and steps aside. The bus that penetrates the wall of the building crushes the criminal holding the gun. The last remaining criminal also kills the driver, who gets out of the vehicle and helps with the bags. He goes to the bank manager, who is yelling at him, puts a bomb in his mouth, and takes off his mask to show that he is the Joker who planned this robbery. The bomb in the principal's mouth creates smoke. Joker gets in between the other school buses that are passing by at that moment and escapes from the police who arrive at the bank. While the mayor is giving an interview on a channel about the city's crime rate, Batman's symbol appears in the sky. Lieutenant Gordon is waiting at the light with his other officer colleagues. At a gathering place of drug dealers and buyers, multiple silhouettes of Batman appear and start shooting at the others. However, the chaos grows even more when the Batmobile belonging to the real Batman appears and opens fire on the surroundings. The real Batman first neutralizes the fake one, then several criminals too. While he is free of the dogs, he clings to the car of another criminal who is running away, falls, but foresees the crossing point and jumps right on him. He ties up the criminals along with the fake Batmans and drives away. Escaping the commotion of the reporters, Gordon arrives at the bank where the robbery took place. He evaluates the situation with Batman, who suddenly appears and disappears again. When Alfred can't find Bruce Wayne in his room, he goes to his secret mansion and helps him when he sees him trying to stitch up his own arm. Bruce is watching Harvey Dent, the district attorney, and Rachel, who is with him on TV. Harvey enters the courtroom before a hearing begins and sits down next to Rachel, betting on the outcome of the case and flipping a coin. The witness testifying against Salvatore Maroni, the head of a notorious crime family, changes his claim and suddenly pulls out a gun and tries to shoot Harvey, but it jams. Harvey is sure that Maroni did it. Gordon visits Harvey and asks him to back warrants for search and seizure on 5 banks, without giving too much detail. While an important Wayne Enterprises meeting with Chinese businessman Mr. Lau is being held by Lucius Fox, Bruce falls asleep. After the meeting, he gives Lucius drawings asking for better modifications to his costume and gets confirmation that Mr. Lau is corrupt. Bruce runs into Harvey and Rachel while out at a restaurant with a beautiful woman. He meets Harvey, who speaks well of Batman, and then offers to help him with a fundraiser for the upcoming election. The leaders of the city's crime organization, including Maroni and Gamble, come together and talk to Lau, who is on TV, about the money that Joker stole from them and that they received information that the police will raid 5 banks. Lau offers to collect all the money in one place and even says that he has already done it to avoid the raid. At this moment, a disturbing laugh is heard and the Joker appears. He kills a man who comes towards him with a pen. He offers the crime leaders to kill Batman and asks them for half of their money for this job. When Gamble gets angry, the Joker shows the bombs in his jacket, leaves his card on the table, and leaves the place. Batman, Harvey, and Gordon gather together at night, and Harvey asks Batman to bring Lau. Bruce asks Lucius to go to Hong Kong and capture Lau while he examines the modifications made to his suit. He and Alfred make up another excuse, and Bruce secretly goes to Hong Kong by an anonymous private jet. Gamble, who has put a bounty on Joker's head, receives information that someone killed him, but Joker, who comes out of the bag, holds a knife to Gamble's face, tells the story of the scar on his face, and kills him. Then he gives Gamble's men a piece of a stick and tells them that the survivor can work for them. Lucius goes to Hong Kong and has a business interview with Lau, leaving the decoder that maps the building to the security as a phone. And when he meets Bruce waiting nearby, he tells him about the decoder. At night, Bruce, wearing the Batman costume on top of the building, throws throws time bombs onto the windows of the other building. While Lau is still working in the office, the decoder jams a signal and the electricity goes out. Batman jumps off the tall building and spreads his wings. He enters the building where Lau is from a window and starts attacking his men, then disappears in an instant. The police are coming there. He reappears and neutralizes the men and drags Lau by the foot. When the police arrive, the time bombs explode and Batman flies away with Lau using the rope he tied to his anonymous private jet. He leaves Lau in front of the police station with a note on him. Rachel, Gordon, and Harvey interrogate the man and are unable to learn where the money is, but are promised that he will get the names of his clients. Based on these events, the crime leaders who are considering accepting Joker's offer are taken into custody by the police. They are brought to court and complete chaos ensues. The mayor, who is dissatisfied with all this, calls Gordon and Harvey. While telling Harvey that all the corrupt people affected by this situation will come after him, a person in a Batman costume with Joker makeup on hits the window while hanging from a rope, and the police investigate the scene. Then a video of the Joker saying that he will kill someone every day that the real Batman doesn't show up is broadcast on the news before killing this person. Bruce arrives at his own party, which he gives to celebrate Harvey's success by helicopter, and gives a speech. The police find DNA belonging to Judge, Commissioner, and Harvey on the Joker card on the fake Batman. Gordon thinks they are the next targets and mobilizes everyone, but he is too late because the Commissioner is poisoned and Judge explodes in the car she got into to go to the secret house. Bruce knocks Harvey unconscious and tells Rachel that they are coming for him and puts him in a closet. Joker comes to the party with his men, threatens people, and asks for Harvey's location. Bruce incapacitates a man at that moment and enters his secret room. Rachel appears. Joker sees this and walks towards her, wanders around the woman and pulls out his knife and tells her a story. When Rachel hits Joker, Batman arrives and starts fighting the men, while Joker, who is standing in the background, takes Rachel hostage, breaks the window, and throws the woman down. Batman quickly follows her and manages to protect the woman before she falls on a vehicle. Harvey gives Lau a bulletproof vest to protect him until he goes to give his written statement. Alfred tells Bruce, who has trouble understanding the Joker's motivations, that some people just want to watch the world burn. After responding to a tip, the police and Batman find two officers, Harvey and Dent, murdered while wearing Joker makeup. While Batman takes a bullet from the scene to examine it, Gordon figures out that the Joker's next target is Mayor. Bruce runs some tests on the bullet. Reese, one of Bruce's employees at his firm, blackmails Lucius after learning that a significant amount of money was spent on Batman's suits, but he fails to get what he wants. Bruce finally learns that the fingerprint on the bullet comes into view, and now he has to find out who he is. The mayor attends the ceremony to commemorate those who died. Bruce gets on his motorcycle to go to the address of the person they found from the fingerprint on the bullet. Meanwhile, the ceremony is going on, and Gordon checks the security. The mayor is giving a speech. Bruce arrives at the building and goes inside. He finds a group of officers with their hands and eyes tied. When he wants to look at the binoculars placed on the window, the automatic curtain rises, and the police notice this and open fire on him. One of the officers who fires into the air at the ceremony is Joker, and he opens fire on the mayor and runs away. Complete chaos ensues. Someone with him is injured in the foot. Harvey takes Rachel away. When he goes to Joker's man, he sees Rachel's name on him. He drives the ambulance that has the key still on. When Gordon's wife learns of the situation from the police who come to inform her, she blames Batman, who watches them in the dark. The police then call Batman with the light Gordon used, but they realize he won't come. Batman enters a club where Maroni is, starts fighting his men, and after defeating them all, he arrives at Maroni. Harvey calls Rachel and tells her that he is the next target and asks her to go somewhere safe, which makes Rachel think of Bruce's mansion. Harvey has tied up Joker's man. Batman asks Maroni for Joker's location. He throws him off the building, but the man still doesn't talk. Harvey pulls out his gun. He flips a coin for the man's life and doesn't get the result he wants. When he tries to flip it again, Batman stops him and tells him that Joker found this man from the mental hospital. He tells Harvey to hold a press conference tomorrow because he is the symbol of hope for the city. He learns that Rachel is the next target. Harvey gets angry at Batman for giving up. Rachel, who is on the phone with Harvey, learns that Batman will reveal his identity, but she thinks that Joker will not stop like this. She and Bruce kiss. Bruce and Alfred destroy all records related to Batman, and Alfred is not in favor of revealing his identity. During the press conference, Harvey, who does not want Batman to surrender, cannot convince the press, the police, and the public, so he says that he is Batman. Bruce, who is about to be revealed, is left speechless. Rachel, who watched the whole thing on TV, discusses this with Alfred. Then she leaves a letter for the old man to give to Bruce. Harvey tells Rachel, who comes to visit him in the cell, that Batman will catch the Joker when he attacks him. Before getting into the convoy, he kisses Rachel and tells her that if the coin comes up heads, he will continue with his plan. She sees that the coin is heads on both sides. The convoy sets off and its route is completely cleared by the police. At another point, a policeman who stopped a truck is shot by the Joker inside. The convoy is forced to change direction when a fire truck comes across them. On the route they have just entered, a truck starts to hit Harvey's truck after taking 2 police cars off the route in turn. Another truck hits the SWAT vehicle and throws it into the sea. Joker, who appears in one of the trucks, opens fire on the police car with Harvey, but it does not penetrate the armor of the vehicle. Then he tries a shotgun, and when that does not work, he fires a bazooka and blows up the police car in front. Meanwhile, the Batmobile appears and stops one of the trucks belonging to the criminals, then goes after the Joker. This time, the Joker fires the bazooka at the vehicle that Harvey is in, but Batman prevents it at the last moment. The Batmobile is heavily damaged. Harvey's vehicle continues on its way, and the Joker goes after them. Batman continues on its way with the Batpod and self-destructs the Batmobile. Air support approaches the location of the pursuit, but Joker's men use a rope to shoot down the helicopter. Batman passes through civilian vehicles, explodes a few vehicles in front of him, and continues to move forward. He enters the subway, passes through a side street, and then stops in front of the Joker. They both drive their vehicles into each other, and Batman uses his rope to turn Joker's truck upside down. The Joker gets out, shoots around, and stops, wanting Batman to hit him, but Batman swerves at the last moment and falls to the ground. When one of the Joker's men wants to touch Batman's mask, he gets an electric shock. The Joker dances wildly and lunges at Batman, but Gordon appears and points a gun at him. Then he goes to Harvey and tells him that they caught the Joker. Harvey gives a short statement to reporters and gets into his car. Joker's in a cell and the police cheer. Gordon silences them and tells the mayor that they found nothing on Joker that would identify him, only guns. Gordon is promoted to commissioner and Joker joins in the applause along with everyone else. After Gordon completes the fake death operation, he returns to his wife. Chaos continues in the cell where Joker is being held. Gordon puts his child to sleep and returns to the police station with the message. He questions Joker, says that Harvey has not returned home, and asks where he is. When he does not get an answer, he turns on the light and goes outside. Batman appears and hits Joker's head on the table and punches his hand. He asks where Harvey is. Joker does not answer, but also denies the claim that he wants to kill Batman and says that he completes him. Batman gets angry and lifts him off the table. Joker implies that he has also kidnapped Rachel. Batman angrily attacks Joker by jamming the door. Joker tells him where Harvey and Rachel are, but states that time is short and adds that he can only save one of them. Batman goes to Rachel while the police go to Harvey. Harvey and Rachel both wake up tied to oil drums in different warehouses, talking to each other on phones that have clocks running backwards. Batman continues to drive fast to one target, while Gordon and the police continue to the other one. Joker asks the police to use his phone rights. One of the prisoners in another cell screams that his stomach hurts and passes out. Harvey's chair falls while trying to get free. Half of his face gets in contact with gasoline. Joker provokes one of the police officers. The other police officers find scars on the unconscious prisoner's abdomen. Joker takes the police hostage and asks the other police officers to make a phone call. The time in the warehouse is running out. The phone placed in the unconscious prisoner's abdomen rings, and an explosion occurs on that floor of the police station. When Batman arrives at the warehouse, he finds Harvey instead of Rachel, quickly takes the man out, but in the explosion that occurs at the last moment, half of Harvey's face, which had touched the gasoline, is burned. The explosion occurs before Gordon and the police with him can reach Rachel. Joker takes Lau from the cell and leaves the prison, stealing a police vehicle. The fire department tries to extinguish the fire in the warehouses. Batman finds Rachel's money on the ground and quickly puts it next to Harvey, who is put to sleep after getting into surgery. Alfred reads Rachel's farewell letter, and when he sees the state of Bruce, he changes his mind about giving it to him. Harvey wakes up to find the money on his bedside table, burned on one side, as was his face. Alfred sees on the news that Reese, who works at Wayne Enterprises, is going to reveal Batman's true identity. Gordon visits Harvey and learns that he is refusing treatment and medication. He asks if he knows which of the police officers who took him and Rachel away he can trust, but gets no answer. Maroney arrives there and tells Gordon where Joker will be. Joker, who placed Lau on top of a pile of money in a ship, waits for the leaders of the crime organization. Gordon is about to start an operation with the police. Joker starts pouring gasoline on the money and tells the crime leader who wants to stop him that he is only burning his share and sets the money on fire. Then, since he doesn't want Reese to appear on TV and reveal Batman's identity and ruin all the fun, he calls the channel and says that if someone doesn't kill Reese in 60 minutes, he will blow up a hospital. Gordon, who hears this, wants the police to go to the nearest hospitals and he heads towards Reese. Bruce also asks Alfred to search the hospitals that have police's relatives and goes out in his vehicle. There is chaos in the hospitals and the surroundings. Gordon, who wants to get Reese out of the building, changes direction with someone's assassination attempt, puts Reese in the car and takes him away. Bruce checks the hospitals while talking to Alfred. Alfred sends Gordon a message that a police officer with him has a relative in one of the hospitals. Gordon wants the police officer to drop his gun pointed at Reese, but when he fires it, he swoops down on him. Bruce stops a vehicle about to hit their car at the last moment, but tells Gordon, who only knows him as a wealthy businessman, that this was not his intention. When one of the police officers goes to Harvey, he is shot by Joker. Harvey gets angry when he sees Joker in front of him, but he is tied up. Joker tells him that it is not personal and unties one of his hands. He grabs Harvey and tells him that no matter how bad it is, when everything goes according to plan, no one panics. He puts his gun in Harvey's hand and points it at his own head. Harvey flips a coin for Joker's life. We then see Joker soap his hands in the hallway. Then he activates the bomb on his way out, and the entire floor starts exploding. Just as the building is about to explode and collapse too, he gets on a bus and drives away. Arriving at the hospital where the explosion occurred, Gordon receives a status report and learns that a bus with 50 people in it and Harvey are missing. A video of a man being tied up by the Joker and made to read text upside down is broadcast on the news. He warns the public about the bridges and tunnels. Lucius receives information that there has been an unauthorized break-in at the division of the company that Bruce secretly uses for his Batman identity. The police close the bridges and tunnels and begin a search. Harvey goes to the cop who let him be taken to the warehouse and asks about the other traitor cop who took Rachel. When he doesn't get an answer, he flips a coin and kills the man. Batman appears before Lucius and shows him that he has turned his sonar concept into a system that can listen to all the phones in Gotham. Lucius says that this is not true, but that he will help him find the Joker this time. Gordon talks to the mayor and tells him that they have closed the bridges to traffic, but that they can still transport people by ferry. Harvey appears in Maroney's car and learns from him the name of the other traitor cop who took Rachel. When he flips a coin for him, Maroney gets lucky, but he also flips a coin for his driver and shoots him this time. The car flips over. Apart from people, prisoners who need to be transferred also cross over on ferries controlled by soldiers. The electricity goes out on the ferry carrying civilians and the engine stops. Then the same thing happens on the ferry carrying prisoners. Batman hears what happened on his radio. When they check the engine room, they see dozens of barrels connected to explosives and boxes placed on top of them. When both ferries open the boxes, they find a detonator each. Then Joker connects to the speakers of the ships and says that if anyone jumps off the ship, he will detonate the bomb. He says that each detonator activates the bombs on the other ship. Lucius follows the voice frequency and informs Batman of his location. The Dark Knight, who sets off, calls Gordon and informs him as well. Joker says that he will blow up both ships at midnight, but if one of the ships uses the detonator on the other and blows it up first, he will let the people on the ship who do this live. There are civilians on one ship and prisoners on the other. Chaos breaks out on both ships because people want to survive. Harvey, holding a gun on the other dirty cop, has the woman call Gordon's wife and tell her to come to an address with their children. Then he flips a coin and doesn't kill the woman because she's lucky. When Gordon, Batman, and the police arrive at the building, they find the missing hospital bus and see masked criminals waiting with guns over the hostages in the building. Batman says that this cannot be as simple as it seems. The civilian ship decides to vote with papers, while chaos still continues on the prisoner's ship. Time is running out. Batman asks for 5 minutes to enter alone, but Gordon gets angry and says they don't have time, points a gun at him but doesn't shoot. Batman flies into the building and pounces on one of the masked criminals. With the help he gets from Lucius, he sees the locations of the other prisoners and that the SWAT teams are about to arrive from the roof and below. In the meantime, Harvey, who calls Gordon, tells his family is at the place where Rachel died. Batman realizes that the masked ones are actually innocent people with taped hands and mouths. He stops the snipers from killing the innocents at the last moment. He starts to take out the real criminals disguised as doctors. He prevents another SWAT team from accidentally killing the innocents, and then sees that the Joker is waiting somewhere with dogs, and a large group of criminals are about to ambush the SWAT team that will come there by elevator. He sprays timed explosives around. The majority of the civilians' votes result in activating the detonator. The SWAT team goes up by elevator, but Batman stops them from accidentally killing innocents and fights them as the bombs he placed explode. They corner Batman with a helicopter light, but he lowers the SWAT team he linked together down. The other SWAT team finally realizes that the masked ones are innocent and the ones disguised as doctors are guilty. Batman goes up and reaches Joker, but Joker and the dogs start to attack him. He tries to throw him off and gets up, but Joker attacks Batman again with the iron in his hand. One of the prisoners on the ship wants the detonator in the officer's hand. When one of the civilians sees that no one wants to do it, he also wants the detonator from the officer. Joker damages Batman's new vision with a heavy blow, then knocks him to the ground. One of the prisoners takes the detonator as if he is going to activate it, but does nothing and throws it out the window. The civilians also give up activating the detonator at the last moment. Joker, who happily tells Batman that the bombs will explode and waits, gets angry when he sees that nothing happens and wants to detonate the bombs himself, but Batman injures him and throws him down, catches him with a rope before he falls and pulls him up. Joker is still laughing madly and having fun, and tells him that his ace in the hole is still up and mentions what Harvey is about to do. When Gordon arrives at the warehouse that was destroyed by the fire, Harvey knocks him down. He blames him for the fact that the traitorous police officers responsible for Rachel's death are working under Gordon. He holds guns to his family in turn and asks which one he loves the most, and chooses his little child. The sounds of the dogs of the police gathered outside are heard. Gordon says that he did not tell the police about Harvey, that there was only an incident here. At this time, Batman appears and demands that Harvey stop. Harvey first flips a coin for Batman and shoots him. Then he flips a coin for himself and his luck is good. Then, when he is about to flip a coin for Gordon and his child too, Batman attacks him, hangs holding Gordon's child, pulls the child up, and then falls next to Harvey. Gordon goes to him, and before he can radio the police, Batman stops him and gets to his feet. Gordon says that with this version of Harvey, who killed 5 people in total, 2 of whom were police officers, people have now lost Gotham's symbol of hope. But Batman tells him that the public should not know this and asks Gordon to tell the others that he is the one that killed those people, so that they will not let the Joker win. We see Gordon talking about Harvey, who passed away, as if he were a hero. Then he destroys the bat signal. Alfred burns the letter Rachel left for Bruce. Lucius destroys the sonar system Bruce set up. Batman starts to escape, and the police outside the warehouse start chasing him. He runs between the containers, gets into the Batpod, and continues down the street into the darkness of the night. The story ends here.